everyone. Thank you so much for your love and support. I am so utterly grateful. I'm updating you quickly on how I have felt this past week, working on clearing the blood clot from my heart. It's kind of apparent how I'm feeling. Okay, so I have had amazing love and support and kindness. People asking me what the treatment was. I just did a video about the treatment for the blood clot, trying to get that out of my heart. You'll see in another video that I have on my page. Mind you, it's been rough around here lately. So I did try and do that so people know, because quite frankly, I had no idea what in the world they would do for something like that. I don't think anyone really thinks of that until a position like this happens, right? So what I did is the first couple days that I was getting treated, I did actually write some journal entries. So it's really good, especially because I swear I'm losing my memory lately, like just kind of like having issues to be addressed. I am addressing things, believe me, I am. So the first evening that I got on it, I was still tired anyway from being at the doctor's all day, but I you know, of course I'm trying to address this, so I took my 2 pills and I got a raging headache, just a crazy rager of a headache. And I was desperate. I was like, oh no, I'm already on 2 aspirin plus this Eliquis, or yeah, apixaban, Eliquis, same thing. Anyhow, I'm on this. I can't take anything else. What do I do? So I took Tylenol with caffeine. I googled it. It didn't say there was anything. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, so never ever trust my advice to you. So never do that. Do your own research. I did whatever for me, and it didn't say there was an issue. So I took the Tylenol with caffeine. Once it kicked in, I zonked out. I was out. It was nice. Strange thing is I did have a lot of pains in my body, which is really odd. Just kind of all over, like pains, and more of the shooting and kind of movement. I get a lot of pains throughout every normal day anyhow, so it is kind of difficult for me to always distinguish. This is feeling a bit different, more stiff and rough. I'm drinking a ton of water extra, which I'm already drinking a lot, to make this go through. I was wearing a monitor, and I wasn't able to get it wet or shower while I had the monitor. And to change it is like some big deal. I had already used some of the extra ones when I got my echocardiogram. I had a very limited supply. I'd done it wrong the first time. I had all these things that I was running into. So I was like, oh man, what do I do? I've got to change this thing. I want to take a shower. Luck would have it that the monitor was going off all night long, and it needed to be changed because for some reason it kept shifting. I was like, perfect. When this thing is off, I'm going to jump in the shower and feel better. Right. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. So what happened is I got in the shower. Awesome. I was super relieved, excited. And on my left hand side, where usually I get pains in my spleen, which again, I'm normalizing everything. I don't know if it's normal anymore, so don't take my advice, is all I have to say, because apparently I don't know if it's even working for me. Long story. It was crazy painful. It was like burning, bruising type of feeling over on the left side. And I figured, you know what, maybe this stuff is just making me very, very tender. I don't know. Maybe it's just cleaning it. I know that has something to do with blood. Maybe that's what's going on. So I'm kind of trusting in no pain, no gain, some pain, some gain. I don't know. I had a lot of pain. The shooting, the spleen thing hurt. My stomach's been hurting. I've been getting pains in the chest. I have been getting pains still in the chest, on and off. Ironically, I'm thinking, I recently did a video about not being able to wear a bra. It was super embarrassing. Something I didn't want to, no one wants to talk about this, but I tell you what, it makes sense now. I mean, this was ridiculous, and I'm kind of glad I made it, because maybe someone else out there could check on their stuff. Anyway, lots of pain. I went to walk across the house up to my craft room and down the stairs again, short flight of stairs. and literally my heart rate went to like 118 just from like barely walking. So I am trying to keep it low. Yes, my heart rate is high normally. Probably some others too. I'm not going there. Anyway, so I am trying to be very calm and slow and take it easy. So there were some odd things that were happening. I get shocks, I get pains, used to write it off, but in the tips of my fingers I was getting shocks. So weird. My toes were getting like pains through them. Very odd, who knows. I did trip and fall into the frame of my bed. It was brutal and almost like just a little bit after a big old bruise coming out. So, you know. Also, sorry. Goodness. Okay, one totally random weird thing is, yes, I got like, oh gosh, I can't think of words. Shocks through my fingers and in my toes. They're painful, all of that. But on top of that, I got a swollen tongue, like majorly swollen tongue. And my face got swollen for a few days. It was so rough. Like, this is the best I've looked for days, and I have no makeup on. I think my eye is still kind of swollen in here, like looking rough. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, pretty rough. So, anyway, it was really swollen, and my tongue is, and it goes on and off on the swollen bit. I did read, they say, go get medical attention. I've been talking to my doctor, and honestly, because I've been so iron deficient, I have gotten swollen tongue before, and I just let it go. So again, I'll see another doctor tomorrow. I'll ask him about that because, again, I'm feeling kind of like conditioned to ignore things now, which is not okay. So I will talk to him about that tomorrow. Swollen tongue, face, body, major pains, all of that. I am thinking pain and gain. We're going to work this. It's going to be awesome. I have been totally forgetting. I have been thoroughly exhausted. I've had moments of being awake. Right now, it's late at night. My family's asleep. I have been lazing for days, and it's driving me insane. Totally nuts. I don't like being bedbound. I don't like to be so slow. It drives me insane. But I've been exhausted, which is like thoroughly exhausted, more than my normal exhausted. And I've been having a hard time breathing. All sorts of weird stuff is going on. Like, something's getting conjured. I don't know. That's mainly what happened. And let me tell you the most significant and scary part that has happened in this time. I was sleeping, finally asleep, right? And I felt, I swear, so scary. It's like, you know when you clean the kid's nose out with a bulb, right? That's what woke me up. I was asleep, dead asleep, and all of a sudden I felt like this suction. And I was like, oh, like, what? I was so scared, like literally scared. I didn't want to wake anyone up. But the pain had gone. Like, it was so weird, okay? Just like a suction. It wasn't like deep, anything pain, like, but like there was no pain with it. Anyways, long thing. So I woke up and I was like, what do I do? So I made a video for my family and let them know I loved them. I just felt like, you know what? I don't know what to do. I know it sounds odd because you think, oh, call 911, something like that. I think I'm having like issues with how things are going with the doctors lately. That's a whole other story. I actually have a really embarrassing video I'll do so you can see my embarrassment of me losing my cool completely about feeling completely dismissed. Long story. I have been feeling very rough. Sleeping a lot, trying to feel better. I had this swollenness like crazy. This is the first day I'm getting some like unswollenness. Every day is going to get better. I am checking in with you. I'm sorry I'm babbling. I'm super tired at night. I'm trying to do something. So I love you all. I'm so grateful for your love and support. Thank you. I guess we'll all learn about this together.